You know what? This one.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
It's Friday night, and we all know what that means. Here's Connor.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. This is a very different setup for us. First thing we've ever done, two people from the podcast in one room. We also have our new member, Mark. He made his AEZ debut Wednesday for our Dynamite reaction. If you haven't checked out the Pope interview, definitely go check that out. We all asked a lot of good questions, so if you haven't seen that, definitely go check that out. The separate upload will be out probably after this live reaction. Yeah, we are here for our Rampage reaction. We got 3 matches, I believe. We got a ROH World Championship Contenders match. We got a tag team women's match and a 8-man tag, I believe. A lot of multi-man matches and women matches.
And I'll just say the Pope actually retweeted my tweet about the podcast, which is really cool. I saw that this morning. I was like, oh man, that was really dope. So I know he liked it, so I know everybody else should like it as well. Like I said, he put out some really good stuff about Eddie Guerrero, Vince McMahon, Vince Russo, a lot of good stuff. Even Jim Cornette was mentioned in there. So, I mean, a lot of different variety of wrestlers that he mentioned. It was just a good show. He elaborated on all of our questions. It was a very awesome very, very awesome interview, and definitely go check that out up on the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, don't forget.
That's right. And also, we all know that today, not only Rampage, but it's my birthday.
Happy birthday, Chris.
It's Jeff Hardy in face mask. I mean,
yeah, he's wearing green. At first I thought it was Danhausen for a minute.
Yeah.
So JS isn't a thing, but 2.0, Jake Hager and Daniel Garcia is still sticking together. They've all got matching pants.
I like Jay Hager, usually a short person.
So with them sticking together, with them 4 sticking together, the Jericho Appreciation Society, I mean, I think they need to get another name. Or
because they really need a whole new name, and since they're not anymore.
They no longer appreciate Jericho.
They could call themselves the Color Pants Society.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we call them white pants, but if they're always leather, they can be the Leather Pants Society. But I think there's been a big consensus about Daniel Garcia needing to maybe get his own run. We had him going doing his own thing, and I don't know. Now he's kind of stuck in limbo after that. Man, could you imagine Daniel Garcia in the Blackpool Combat Club? I think that would have been so good.
I wish I would have pulled the trigger on that when him and Danielson was feeding there for a minute, and he kind of joined for a second.
And it seemed like he was, and then
because I mentioned Lee Moriarty, I wish they would have.
Oh, there goes the dance. There goes the dance.
I wish they would have all the people mentioned that Danielson mentioned in the Blackpool Combat Club. Which the only 2 is Lee Moriarty and Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
Jake Hager.
I didn't know that about Lee. Lee was actually gonna get in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Lee Moriarty, he's never been really affiliated with the Blackpool Combat Club. There was a promo that Danielson did before they started the Blackpool Combat Club. It was around after their match, Revolution 2020. Well, no, before their match at Revolution 2022, that Danielson was like, we should start a group, run this place, and take up and coming guys like Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, and Lee Moriarty, and take them on.
Oh, okay.
Which there's someone that I would really like to see in the Blackpool Combat Club, but they're with WWE and they really don't wrestle anymore. But that's Wade Barrett. I think he would be really good in that group.
You mean?
Oh yeah, Wade, yeah, definitely.
But I don't think
'Cause-
he's really going to wrestle again. I don't know if he plans to wrestle again or if he's just going to be a commentator from now
Right, because he's in that Nigel McGuinness
on.
thing that you don't know if he can wrestle or if he will wrestle, but he likes commentating, right? But right, because him and Nigel McGuinness are really good. They're really good commentators. They're really good at what they do, but they're also really good wrestlers. So yeah,
I would like to see Nigel McGuinness take the role that William Regal had and be the spokesperson for the Blackpool Combat Club because he's still got that accent that not quite the same accent, but he's got that British accent.
But I don't think he'll do it right. I mean, but he hates Bryan Danielson to the core. I mean, at WrestleDream, he's just wanting him to die, basically.
Oh,
That's right.
here's some. I know people don't like to mention it, but a lot of Chris Benoit type Jordan suplexes from Trent. He's swinging them.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we can all agree we definitely need more of Daniel Garcia more on screen, more wrestling matches.
I love Daniel Garcia, but right now it looks like Trent's swinging him everywhere.
And I'll tell you, dude, because at the beginning when people were on Daniel Garcia, I was like, I didn't get it. I was like, and I'll tell you, me and him have the same last name, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't get it with this guy. But then as more as I watched him, I was like, holy crap! I grew to love him. The way I do a lot of guys in AEW that I don't get it at first, but then when I watch them more, I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, that's the same way. There's some people that I'll never like. One is Marina Shavir. If anyone's watched this podcast, I do. I respect her as a person, but I just do not like her her wrestling work, I guess. I don't hate her as a person or anything. People try to spin that into it, but she is just very, 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 very boring. I mean, I would rather watch Bastion Booger or Doink the Clown or something else.
Yo, I love Doink.
Oh, a lot of oh wow, that fan just stuck the middle finger right in his face.
Jake Hager.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right dead in his face.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
But no, I'm gonna agree with you there. I have not been sold on Marina, although I just saw that Moxley he's kind of endorsing her, I guess, if you want to say that he's been training at his facility. I saw earlier, but I'm like, that still doesn't do anything for me on that. I mean, Mox has endorsed a bunch of people that I don't really care for either way. I think Mox is just a nice guy and will endorse a bunch of people.
Definitely has a different taste of wrestling than than a lot of, I guess, veterans or big names or whatever you want to call them, I guess.
What about?
Yeah.
Well, here's a dream match for you. If this legend was still living right now and his prime, who would win this match? To the viewers and to Mark, would it be John Moxley or Terry Funk in his prime in a hardcore match right now? Who would
Terry
win?
Funk in his prime?
Yeah.
Probably Terry Funk.
Oh man, I mean, how do you go against Terry Funk? I love Mox, and I think Mox can, he'll go toe to toe with the best of them. But I mean, I just don't. I just don't see how I can go against the Funk against anybody. I mean, the Funk was the man, dude. I don't know. I don't know if I can go against the Funk.
And let's not also forget, Dean Ambrose at the time. And Terry Funk did interact, though, in a segment of Monday Night Raw back in 2016 when Dean Ambrose was preparing to wrestle Brock Lesnar in a no-holds-barred street fight. And Terry Funk did give some, what do they call it, advice to Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
right? Because yeah, I think I remember that too. That was what year? Do you remember what year that was?
20.
16.
Yeah, it was
2016.
WrestleMania 32 season.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing something about that. I don't think I watched it, but I think I remember seeing something about it.
You should watch it on YouTube. Just say Dean Ambrose and Terry Funk 2016.
Oh yeah, that's a definite.
It was
Yeah.
building up to his match against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and let me tell you, and spoiler alert for you, Mark, he gave Terry Funk gave a chainsaw to Dean Ambrose, and he just saw the table in half.
Okay, I remember seeing that. That's okay. See, I knew that interaction. I knew that sounded familiar. Yeah, there was a chainsaw, and I remember when Terry Funk passed away. I remember I seen somebody saying somebody needs to give Moxley that chainsaw to come out. After Funk had passed away, he was like, he needs to come out with that chainsaw. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a must watch for sure.
Edge has already got his AEW trading card.
I wish I can get that though, but it's under e-cards right now.
I've done that a few times. I did CM Punk. Well, when 2021 when I got three of them: CM Punk, Adam Cole, and Bryan Danielson.
I still got the CM Punk series, the preview, the very first one. What do they call it? Number 0. I got it in the display case right now. In my set.
Damn.
I got that card too, but I got the same type of card, but Bryan Danielson. He actually signed it. I met him. There's a convention called Starcast. They were in Nashville, Tennessee, around SummerSlam. This last time he was there.
Well, who was it? Bryan Danielson?
Yeah, I got him to sign a card of mine.
Damn.
His first AEW card, I got him to sign.
That's gonna worth some money.
Oh,
let me ask you something, Connor. How much did he charge you for that? To sign that?
How much did he charge me? I believe I want to say maybe it was like I got a how much was it? I believe it was like 75 for like a autograph and a picture with him.
For both?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, not individual, like
Damn.
together. I could be wrong, but that was at least a year. Where was SummerSlam at this year? Detroit?
Yep.
It was 2022 SummerSlam then.
Oh, Nashville.
Yeah, it was around that time. Hey, you're not quit doing the Nana. Isaiah Cassidy's trying to do the Prince of Nana dance. It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
If he does the Prince Nana dance, that sounds like stealing or copyrighted.
You can't do it, man.
No.
Or is he trying to do the Daniel Garcia?
Daniel Garcia, except for
he was trying to do Daniel Garcia's dance, and he's not doing it right. You gotta thrust the hips.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent match. The Hardys hasn't won a match in same as Best Friends. They haven't won a match in a while, so that was a much needed win for them.
Yeah.
Well, kind of a much needed win for both teams.
Oh, Eddie's on commentary. That's probably going to be the main event. That's going to be great.
Here comes Jeff Jarrett and the pitch squeak Sanjay Dutt. Or should I call him the mouse, since he's been running around a lot as a producer?
I can't believe they got him in AEW. From watching in 2019 to now, I can't believe they got him there.
Dude, Eddie is so freaking hilarious. He said, "Please stop breathing on me."
Oh.
Still already confirmed. come from?
Uh-oh.
I haven't seen Stokely Hathaway in AEW in a while.
Since he was known as the firm, but now he's known as the board of directors.
That group didn't go anywhere. The firm.
Dude, the way he told him with all due disrespect, he didn't say with all due respect. He said with all due disrespect. Dude, but he had cut a promo on that on our show on Wednesday, and he came out and said, I tried to tell Eddie Kingston something before he was being very disrespectful on Wrestle Dream, and then he told him that he wanted to that he was going to be in that match, or he was going to be commentary for the 4-way tonight. And he told him, he goes the Ring of Honor champion should be smelling like, oh man, what was the name? Tom Ford. He goes, it should be smelling like Tom Ford. He goes, not Burger King and menthol, or Burger King and Newport.
Burger King and
Burger King and Mentos, and I actually tweeted that. I tweeted that out, and I tagged Stokely, and he actually liked that post that I did on that one. I thought it was hilarious.
And since we're at the first 15-minute mark, let's check out the comments, shall we?
Devin Rooms. Yeah, it's definitely Rampage time now. Mike Morris, thanks for watching.
What's up, Mike?
How you watching? It was a really good interview. Yeah, it was a really good interview with the Pope. Definitely go check that out. If anyone's watching that hasn't seen it.
Thanks for the endorsement, Mike.
Max, what
MJF?
Yeah. Somebody's having a birthday.
Yeah, it's me, but I'll give you a pass on that one.
Mike.
I already tell you again. What's up, Mike?
We'll check out the more comments in the next 15 minutes.
Oh man, but yeah, I thought that was hilarious because I remember I think we were still in the interview, so I didn't get to see that little promo that Stokely did. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, he said he goes, our Ring of Honor champion shouldn't smell like Burger King and Newports. And it was trending. So I'm gonna tell you, so Burger King and Newports were trending from what Stokely had put on there, and I said, man, this guy's a menace, and he ended up liking that tweet that I put out. I thought that was hilarious. Stokely's been a really good underrated signing because he's a character.
Yeah,
he's a different kind of manager, which I like that AEW is bringing a lot of managers back to wrestling, because in WWE, Paul Heyman
seemed to be
is their only manager, really. I mean, I guess the MVP, but AEW has brought like the old school way of managers, like
the Jackal Don Callis.
Yeah, of course you got him. You got well, you did have William Regal. Who else do they have? CJ Perry now, I guess.
Well, not yet, but
Stokely Hathaway, Taz. He was a manager.
Sanjay
Dutt. Who else? I'm missing a few, I feel like. Prince Nana. He's
Prince Nana. Oh man, Prince Nana.
I can't believe I'm forgetting a popular manager. I should have said him first.
What about Father James Mitchell, though? He was on AEW for the wedding.
Yeah, he would be someone good for someone like Abaddon, or someone like Abaddon.
Oh, Danhausen.
This is different. Is he fixing to make its return? Uh-oh, Danhausen's back soon.
That sounds very familiar.
Danhausen, if you're watching,
and it makes a perfect sense for him to come back around Halloween, so he can sell some of those Danhausen masks.
I hope they do like a mixed tag on Rampage or something, and have Abaddon and Danhausen team up together.
Oh, dude, that would be
I
awesome.
don't know if
That
Dan
would be
Housen and
awesome.
Abaddon would team up though. Abaddon is more like a horror person, and Dan Housen's more like a very, very nice, very evil person.
We're just like the
Like a comedic, yeah, like a comedic horror person. Yeah.
like like around Halloween, you could use someone like I don't know why they don't use Abaddon more. She's actually really good. But
I don't, dude. I'm wondering about that too because I see her all the time about getting in shape and she looks great, and I'm like, yeah, and that gimmick was so good when she came out in the beginning and had the blood coming out of her mouth and crawling, like the demon Finn Balor and shit, but she had like the blood coming out. That was insane, yeah. And people and then the wrestlers that she was fighting against were just like legit like terrified in the ring. Like they didn't even want to like wrestle with her. It was like, yeah, like I don't know why they went away from that.
See, a lot of people think that Jade Cargill was the only
Levi Shapiro. Recognize the name.
Was the only cross promotional wrestler in a women's division, but Abaddon actually is a cross branded wrestler because she can get a lot of horror fans who don't necessarily watch wrestling, but they'll watch her because she's kind of a more than just a wrestler. She could start a movie like with her character, like in a horror film.
And it
off over wrestler to get horror fans to watch AEW.
And remember what the Pope said. Remember what the Pope said. He said that's what wrestling should be, trying to get other audiences into watching wrestling. And if you can get some horror fans into watching wrestling and watching her character, that's exactly what we want. We want those type of people. We don't want just all these wrestling fans. We want other wrestling fans to come in here and watch that. If we can get some horror fans and see her character, if she come out like on a movie, and play that character, like that would be awesome.
Because a lot of horror fans, they like hardcore stuff. So if they see Abaddon, then they still watch beyond her, and they see someone like, I guess, Moxley or someone who's hardcore like that. If they like someone like that, then there's more. If you can get them hooked on one wrestler, then they're going to come more to watching the whole show. And
yeah.
They attach even more wrestlers, and then you've just created a whole new fan from scratch.
And here's another thing though about Abaddon though, when she's out of character and all that, when you see her pictures on her Twitter or now X, she covers her face up though because she does not want to know anyone her real face outside the wrestling world. But when she's in the wrestling world, she's like as you said, Connor, she's horrifying.
Yeah, she has I just see her and Rosemary. If anyone knows, she's in Impact still, I believe. Them two would be. All right, Tony, if you're watching, we're about to be in Halloween. So Danhausen's coming back. So how about a mixed tag, Danhausen teaming up with Abaddon versus the Bunny and the Blade. The Bunny's a big horror fan herself.
You talking about the Bunny Alley? Well, that's her real name.
Yeah, I think that would be a good crossover match.
Indeed. A very, very, very. Oh.
We're going on for a swing.
Yeah, but as long as Danhausen just isn't a squash, like, because the Blade will just destroy Danhausen, man. Like,
I would probably.
Sorry, I'm late, everybody.
Oh, you're good.
If they did that match, I would have Danhausen and Abaddon probably win.
Well, I know what you mean.
But I actually prefer very evil Hausen.
Ooh.
He was on Full Gear 2022. I actually did when we did the All Elite Shake-Up on Talking Elite, we did like character switches and everything. And if anyone hasn't watched that, a lot of people seem to like that one. But like a story with evil Danhausen versus very nice Danhausen versus evil Danhausen. Do like a whole split character type thing with kind of like Broken Matt Hardy, but more twisted, more psychotic, more crazier.
And if you look at the date, 7/7/7, July 7/7. I heard it during the Talk Is Jericho interview with him in his first broken gimmick character.
So what? Is he talking shit to? Oh, he's out.
I'm gonna boot him from the group.
Oh, what is going on with them?
So who's? I guess Dana Garcia is going to get the boot.
Yeah,
Thanks for a
because
good face turn.
Ooh. So you notice that they were all three on one side and he was on his own. Daniel Garcia was on one side and everybody else was on his own. Oh man, yeah, they're gonna give him the boot.
The symbolism. Yep.
Yeah, but he needs that though. He needs to go out on his own anyway. So
yeah.
I agree.
I think he's good on his own. He can hold his own.
Here comes the Joker, or oh wait, that's Penta El Zero.
Now, why are they? If you want to collect AEW figures, I collect a lot of AEW. If you guys seen my AEW Fan Guide channel or seen Talking to Lead, I filmed on my AEW because I have a lot of AEW figures, probably more than I should. But the one figure I want is this attire Pentagon. This is toyetic.
This is
like if anything was toyetic ever in wrestling, this is it. Joker Penta. Like I would 100% buy this.
Yeah, and since we're live though, this is one of the toys right now that he's got too. Well, we got.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's going to be the main event here? I thought this was going to be the main event.
The women tag team match, I think.
Unfortunately, Marina Spears and that.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh, so they're really pushing the women to be the main event for Rampage thing, right? So that's what it is.
There isn't that wins.
What you mean? Let's see.
I mean, I don't really like Marina Shavir, but we're kind of stuck with her because in order to keep Product Strong happy, we've got to keep her. So I guess in the long run, it makes sense.
I wonder what Johnny TV's entrance is going to look like, since probably the same thing as John Morrison's and Johnny Elite.
So he was with the Lucha House Party in WWE, wasn't he?
Yeah. Is he signed with AEW yet? Lince Dorado?
I hope not.
How many times has he wrestled in AEW?
I think this is his first.
It says making his AEW debut in case you can't name bar.
Yep. This is his first time, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
They officially had all three members of Lucha House Party on AEW. They had Grand
Malik.
Yeah, he goes by a different name now, but he was on there. They had Kalisto, which he'll never be back in AEW for whatever, because he misspelled Brody Lee's name. It was kind of petty.
Oh God, not her, not Carmella. Cameron, or is it Carmella Hayes?
Cameron.
Her name is.
I think it's Cameron because
Cameron
Carmella's already been taken. Yeah.
They really want people to tune out.
I wish.
I mean, she was good in Impact. She did the Inspirations theme song. She was really good in that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what this is.
I don't know what this
She was
is.
very cheesy 80s like song.
I mean, she was good in Impact. I didn't know she was a wrestler though. She actually wrestles pretty good.
Right. No, I was about to say she wrestles. I was like, I've seen her wrestle. Like
She was
not a full match, but
she was on AEW Dark a few times, and she was actually pretty decent. But now in AEW, she's kind of like a manager. Way up to being a full-time wrestler, I guess.
But I don't see why they wouldn't put her as I don't see why they wouldn't give her a match here and there, like the way they do, like Penelope, and the Bunny. Give them matches. Give them some Ring of Honor matches or anything. Shoot, let me see her wrestle and shit. I don't want to see that singing bullshit. Let her fucking wrestle.
I agree. She can use some ring time.
Who, Abaddon?
No, that chick Cameron. This chick.
Cameron Hayes.
The one, Harley Cameron's her name.
Harley Cameron is her name.
Yeah.
I thought it was Cam. Oh yeah, you're right. My bad, Connor.
Actually, I told Mr. Jacobs this. I actually reached out to her, tried to get her on here one time. It was too recently too, but she doesn't take podcast bookings. But that'd be interesting.
I wonder why she doesn't take podcast bookings.
I don't know. Some people are like that. Like
Maybe.
they only do wrestling dates, not podcasts. Some people are like that. I know there's one. I'm not going to name names, but one wrestler who's extremely rude against podcasters, I guess. Which she's a big deal, but she's not
Mm.
necessarily a big name.
Is she in AEW?
She's been on there a few times.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Me too.
Well, her dad was in WWE, and she hates being compared to her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Charlotte. No, I'm kidding.
Her dad was a manager of a classic tag team in the Golden Age.
I know who you're talking about
Golden
now.
Era.
I'm saying it.
All right. I hate that I am the only one that doesn't know. One of y'all gonna have to DM me and tell me who it is.
All right.
Hey, by the way, Mr. Jacobs. Hey, man. Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you too, man. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'll put it in the private chat.
Did you get to see
Well,
what the Pope said about your question?
Yeah, I did.
He was giving us all the business because he said he couldn't hear you.
hopefully,
I don't see how he couldn't hear me. I mean, I was pretty loud.
I mean, we all heard you. We all heard you. He was the only one that
It must have been his
hear you.
headphones or something, or his,
Well, I know.
his
To me,
earbuds.
he said he had to put his ear to his phone, so he had to go through.
Yeah, I
so
saw
guess
that.
I guess he just had his phone out and couldn't hear it. I was like, but we all can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But technically, to tell you all the truth, though, me and Connor got one earpiece in our ear. We're listening to TV and listening to
what?
Oh,
Captain Insano?
Captain Insano.
Michael Bauer? What?
I thought
You're gonna
someone
get
did
that,
a
aren't
crazy
you?
650 splash, but it's Captain Insano.
They need to. You can just.
Hey, but Chris, what were you saying? That you have a piece, and then so y'all are listening to the thing. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry, my bad.
But did you see Mark the private chat?
Oh, okay.
I put who it was.
That's what I figured you were talking about.
Okay.
I mean, she's a good wrestler and stuff. But one time I actually met her in person. One time and I asked her about it. She was really
Rude.
I mean, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Like being a spoiled brat.
Oh, you said it, Chris, not us.
Yeah.
pretty much. I don't like to bash anyone unless someone like Just Incredible.
Oh yeah.
Oh, screw him, man.
But at least say it in a nicer way than just because I was actually going to meet her, like get a picture with her and stuff like that. It was not a meet and greet thing, but there's ways of saying there's a way of turning down someone, not being completely rude.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Harley Cameron didn't. I mean, she didn't. She just said
Right, like
podcast bookings right now. And then
how hard is a simple like no thanks, right? Just
like
Right.
Harley Cameron was like, I'm not taking. I'm guessing she does, but she said she's not taking any at this time. But definitely keep in contact, and we can work something out in the future. Like that, she said.
you see, that's nice. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
So this is I haven't seen this matchup in a while. Johnny Impact and Pentagon Jr. Or Johnny TV now, but
Against Penta El Zero Mero. Which you
Yeah,
already
Johnny
know.
TV this week.
see a lot of matches in AEW. Impact match. But now they're on the one stage.
Because he be wrestling over there. Because Johnny TV be wrestling in Mexico too, right? He has a different name over there in Mexico.
Johnny Mexico.
Well, there's Johnny
Mundo.
Hardy.
He needs to go to
But I don't understand why he wouldn't just take the name Johnny Elite.
when he first came to AEW a few times, he used that name.
Right? That's what I was thinking. That's what I thought. Because I was like, I thought it was Johnny Elite at one point.
Then when he officially signed full time, he kind of, I guess, because he's with the QTV and Johnny
Yeah.
TV, yes, but I don't.
Yeah.
I personally prefer Johnny Elite. Like day one of AEW, that's one person I thought they should have signed in 2019, but he ended up signing with WWE, going back there.
Yeah, what a waste of time. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasted a whole bunch of time there.
Yeah. That was during the pandemic era, right?
He went back, yeah, 2019, beginning of 2020.
And he went back and teamed with the Miz, right?
Yeah, I think he's having some.
Okay.
Let me see that. Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah. Sure. Let me see if I can turn it back on. Whoops.
We're doing a big screen.
Yeah. So speaking of which,
I've tried entering that contest.
didn't work.
I just never win.
Me either. That's why it's a waste of time.
I like one of those. Mike's Morris. What do you guys think about Ministry here? We just talked about earlier. I'll say it again. Ministry Beer is very, 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 very bad. That's a lot of varies. Some people like her, but if someone, I mean, I don't like her as a wrestler. I mean, her wrestling work sucks. But her as a person, I respect her and stuff like that. I don't wish bad things on her, but she's just very, 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 very bad. To me,
I'll just say that she's very, mid. If anything, yeah, she's
the promo with her.
Not great.
The one promo with her on Dark, that's like your first time in promo class. Like that's.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. That was.
Oh.
Yeah, that was one of the worst promos I've ever seen.
I'm sorry.
That's years of back pain right there.
Yeah, it's just, Mike. To your question, so I can answer that too along with Connor. That yeah, man, she's just she's just mid, and she has no promo skills right now. She just needs work. I think maybe she can get there eventually. I mean, I don't see why she wouldn't be able to be. I saw that she's training at Moxley's. I don't know if it's new or if he's always had that. And then her boyfriend or her husband is Roddy Strong, so that man can wrestle. So she should be able to fix it or figure out something. She should be able to figure out how to be a better wrestler and promo at the same time.
We do.
Because you think about Roddy and Roddy, I didn't think Roddy could do a good promo, but Roddy out here doing his thing with Adam and his old Adam spiel, and I know that's not entirely his thing. I know that's a whole team thing, but still, she should be able to learn a lot from her husband, which I believe he is. But yeah, we'll move on from Marina because we already talked about her, and we'll move on from that.
Oh, what's gonna happen here?
Double team?
Something big is gonna
happen. A double Hurricanrana!
He should have done a Canadian Destroyer right there. That'd have been.
Dude, this is why watching. Oh man, I love when Tony puts on the luchas, bro, because they go off.
Never seen that before. A double Hurricanrana. Well,
yeah.
Me and Adam, we went to Rampage it was Dynamite, but that Rampage taping after it. There was it was Ray Phoenix and Commander. That was probably the best lucha match I've ever attended live for. Like, he even spoke about it, I believe, Wednesday.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was,
I remember.
that was the best match of the entire night we probably saw.
Oh, here comes
What
Commander.
we got here?
Let's see what happens. What's going to happen?
Is he going to go coast to coast? No, he's going to. Man,
He's gonna walk the tightrope. Walk the tightrope. Hey, oh my God!
I just see a man fly.
I mean, it's like he can
So
fly.
That Ray Phoenix Commander match was on. What was it on? Dark? You said Rampage?
Yeah, it was on, right?
Okay, okay, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Because
It was in,
yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
it was in August. Yeah, right before leading to All In.
Oh my!
Wow, that's an upset.
Oh! Oh!
Commander picks up the win.
Commander,
Oh, it doesn't
nice.
affect Penta El Zero Mero or Penta.
Commander.
I mean,
doesn't really
I
have
know-
the best
I know he's not. I know he's not gonna beat my. I mean, he's not gonna beat Eddie, but oh
No.
man, that's gonna be a good match. So
I was expecting someone like Johnny TV or Pentagon to win. That's
or
a
Penta, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Penta for sure.
that's a pretty big.
So,
upset.
oh, what is that belt he's holding? Is that a AAA? Is a belt from AAA?
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Or is that a CML belt? Oh no, CML guys don't wrestle for AEW, right?
I don't think that's AAA and CM. Don't they hate each other? AAA. And
Yeah.
CM?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
Or they or CMML hates New Japan, so or
Yeah.
something like that, right?
Yeah,
that's-
it's
So it's
really.
probably a
Someone was telling us about that. It's pretty serious. They'll probably never work together.
Japan and Mexico wrestling, or as they call it, luchador and against Japanese wrestling.
Yeah, it's something to do with man. I don't
well.
know.
The thing is that AAA and New Japan are cool, but apparently it's CMLL that are not cool with New Japan and AAA or something like that. Yeah, CMLL are doing their own thing. Like they don't let their wrestlers wrestle in New Japan, and New Japan doesn't let them wrestle over there. So
I wonder what the story is behind that.
well, that's probably big. That's probably that big stuff. You know, like the way it would be like with Nick Khan and Vince McMahon that don't like each other. Nah, you're not going over there. You're not coming over here. Shit like that.
But here's something.
Because I doubt it's between like a couple of wrestlers. I don't think anything like that. I think it's more of a bigger thing. Somebody probably got ripped off. One of them probably told them you can have somebody, and then said, "Nah, you can't have this person."
Okay.
Because I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often though. When they're trying to get people, because especially when they borrow wrestlers or get a wrestler to come over to one promotion or they go to the other. And then they got to put over one wrestler, and then one promoter is probably like, you can't beat my champion, or my champion's got to beat your champion, or some shit like that.
I know what you mean. And here's something to imagine, though, and even though it's not going to happen or ever, but here's something to imagine. Tony Khan, and I know he's not the owner of WWE anymore, Vince McMahon, meeting face to face. Do you think those two will ever interact, or no, or hell no?
No, no. I'll let you go. I'll let you go, Jake.
I mean, it could be possible, but I don't see a reason for them to cross paths. Really, not these days.
Well, it's just that. I'm not a WWE. I used to be a WWE fan, but only the classics back then. But now, since I'm not a new WWE anymore, unless it's something interesting, like The Rock's return a few weeks ago.
But your question, Chris, you said like with Vince out. You said like Vince like out of WWE. You said.
Well, he's not out of WWE. He's just not in control of WWE anymore since it's been taken over by TKO.
But that's what I was saying. Like your question was like, was your question like he's out? Like they pushed him out, so he's out of the whole picture, or
I mean, I'm
he's still
saying
there?
the question is Tony Khan, Vince McMahon meeting face to face. Will it ever happen?
No, not as long as Vince is there. If Vince ever leaves, maybe. If Vince is ever like completely out, where they pushed him out because of whatever. But right now, no, never, never. Face to face, nah. Because if anything, it would be if there was going to be a face to face, it would have to be with the other Khan and Triple H if they ever thought about doing any type of interacting.
Yeah.
And then the thing is that now with TKO, now there's just a whole other ballpark that you're gonna have to deal with. So by now, that ship has done and sailed. It's way out of there. It's gone. Like there's just no way.
Well, anyway,
Um,
should I show this?
you can start with Devin. I don't know, Ethan. I would show Ethan's. Ethan, thanks for watching. Very good point about Ortiz. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm really invested into. I feel like this feud isn't getting talked about much, but very very compelling story. In real life stuff, it's legitimately heat going on. Like they have made up somewhat to be comfortable working with each other in the wrestling ring because eventually they're going to go against each other. That's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
And from the work
It's
together,
inevitable.
and because even behind the scenes they're going to have to interact because so they put that behind, but this is legitimate.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it like the most compelling. Going, because with Christian and Ed, you could tell like that's something like it may be legit, maybe not. But with them two, it really seems like it's legit because we've been talking crap to each other on Twitter and stuff like that, and you can tell like there's some real.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Chris.
What about this? What about back in 2005 though? Is it like the same as Edge and Adam Copeland now and Matt Hardy?
Not the same.
I wouldn't say it's the same.
Not the same reasons, but we really don't know why Santana and Ortiz.
There seems to be like something else that happened like behind the scenes, right? Like we don't know about it.
Right.
It's definitely something different than then I messed with your girlfriend, stuff like that, or that your girlfriend, that I cheated with your girlfriend or whatever, So there seems to be like something more to it that it seems like one of those things like it was your boy that just was like nah, like I like he dissed him, probably didn't give him a, tell him like hey, like how you doing? He probably just ignored him and stuff, and so there's probably like legit reasons why Santana is like really doesn't like Ortiz anymore because I'm telling you this, they've gone back. I mean, I used to watch their TNA matches against the Lucha Brothers and TNA or in Impact, and man, that stuff, man, they put on good matches. You really felt like they were brothers. I hate this. I hate this. These foot throwing socks. I don't like this thing by.
There's got to be something big, man. It's got to be something really big.
No, it is. It is. It is.
Why is she doing that?
Whoever she called it, they threw it back.
They threw it back.
They threw it back? Oh, yeah. Shit. They're doing it back to Cody when they used to throw back the belt. When they used to throw back Cody's weight belt. Oh, my God.
No,
when they used to throw back Cody's weight belt was the best shit, man. I swear.
I'll probably keep it, but stock is kind of, especially that you're wearing, it's kind of not something that I would want to take home personally.
Hell no. I don't want nobody's dirty socks. Nah. that thing probably soaking wet. Like, nah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Ethan, we definitely agree with that. I'm really intrigued of what's to come in that story because they've been building on it for video packages, and they've actually been face to face at Rampage Grand Slam for the first time. So I'm curious to see where I go with that. And Devin, where is he hasn't been affiliated with this podcast. Aiden hasn't been for quite a while now.
Yeah.
We went our separate ways. I'm
Wishing
not
him the
gonna,
best though.
yeah, I'm not gonna get into that, but hopefully he's doing good. Ariana,
What's up, Devin, man? Hey, man, I'll replace Aiden. I'm the new guy, so I'll replace him, man. You can ask about me from now on.
Ariana Knight, who's a who's a wrestler you think should be a champion in AEW that never has?
Oh, good question.
That's a very good question. Man,
I said for me is I would think Danielson.
Hmm.
I mean, Danielson's up there at the top. I
figured you were going to say Swerve. But for me, it's Swerve.
What? Because he's black?
No, because
I'm kidding.
all that time for our Wrestle Dream web reaction, we were really high on that match.
Yeah.
That was one of the best matches on Wrestle Dream. Not because of the skin color or anything like that, but like Swerve Strickland.
I was joking. I'm just.
No, I know you are. I just know some people in the comments take things and they twist it and they put it into something that it's not. Because I remember
it was an intense match.
Yeah, a Swerve.
But yeah, I think Swerve, Danielson right now, and it's funny because they're both going for the TNT championship, which is crazy.
I don't know who the world champion should be right now, though. I mean, who should be in general right now? All I can. I'm proud. What was your answer?
I guess it doesn't matter what championship it is. It says it should be a champion. So any title, I guess I'm gonna go with Swerve.
I'm probably gonna have to go with Nick Wayne on TNT because I know he's still got a lot of work to do and all that, but if Nick Wayne ever becomes TNT champion or any other champion, he will become the youngest champion in AEW history.
I mean, Wardlow's another one. I think Wardlow could have definitely held that belt and done some really good things with it had they, booked him right and pushed him right. I think Wardlow could have been somebody up there because, he did that squash match with MJF, and then you look at MJF, what he's doing, and it's like, man. So, I mean, Wardlow could have been one of those ones for sure. They could have been a good champion. And could have had a run with it, and then somebody, you know what? Okay, let me put this one out there for that question, Ariana. Miro.
Oh, that's a good name.
Miro.
Yeah.
Dang, I knew I was thinking for a reason.
That's good.
Miro. I will say Miro number one. Yes, Miro should be
one championship in AEW. He won the TNT.
Yeah, just one title reign, and that's the TNT.
I like to see Miro go for the international next.
If he's ever allowed on any other shows besides Collision.
They spread everyone else, so might as well put Miro on Dynamite. So.
Or Rampage, or either one.
Might as well.
Yeah, why not?
And then when you think about it, why not go to when you think about Miro, why not think about all those other NXT champions, Malachi Black?
Oh yeah.
Malachi Black.
Yeah,
oh man, Malachi, and then Andrade. I mean, those three could easily be having good reigns with those belts, man. I mean, they could put on banger matches. Like that's the thing that I think about is the guys that could put on like really good matches. Right. They would be 5-star, 6-star matches every single time that they put out a match. And those three guys are right up there. I mean, yeah, definitely. Oh, and don't forget Keith Lee.
Yeah,
Keith Lee.
Oh yeah, that's a good name.
I don't know what they're doing with Keith Lee right now. Something tells me they're fixing to go back to swerving Keith Lee pretty soon. I don't want to see that no more.
Yeah.
Like they done blew that out. They done went every which way.
I don't know.
They never really ended that story either.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I don't know why they went away from it. They left us like hanging on that. They didn't give us no closure on that. We never got no closure. They just wrestled in tag team matches and then never saw them fighting one-on-one. They never fought one-on-one, and so
Like
we never got no closure on that.
Like they kept on dragging it out way too long, and then they bring in Rick Ross and Trench, and then these people off the street that doesn't even.
What about Parker?
Yeah, speaking of Parker, I don't know where he's been at.
First, he was with some team with Sony Kiss, and now he was teaming with Swerve Strickland, and now he's nowhere to be found right now.
Like that whole story.
Wait, who is that? Who is that? I forgot. Who did y'all say?
That's the Brock Lesnar Jr. Dude looks kind of like Brock Lesnar.
Oh, what was his
I
name?
don't know where he's been at. Now Trench, I don't know where he went.
He's out of AEW.
he never even had a match. He just disappeared.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty glad because a lot of those tattoos all over his face should have disappeared too. They did not look good. I want to see that on my TV.
Ariana, Ben can kiss my heart.
That sounds familiar.
That sounds. Who said that? Someone said that.
Russo or?
Yeah, come on, Vince McMahon or Vince Russo. Ethan. Here we go. Yeah, this is what I was talking about.
Everything's fine. What do you mean heat? Everything's fine, man.
Yeah, everything's fine though.
Like certain things sometimes, like if we, not really an argument, but like cut up or something, people will take it into, like they'll twist your words and make it into
Yeah, they'll run with it.
I mean, Mr. Jacobs never got into a argument, or not that I know
Me neither.
of. not unless
Has there ever been any heat?
unless something happened. I don't know, man.
I have nothing about that. All I know is that we're having fun. So
No, everything's
there's
fine.
no
Ethan,
heat here.
trust me.
There's no heat here.
Or as the words of Joe Swanson, everything's fine. Everybody's fine.
Right.
In one
Do we need
episode of Family Guy.
do we need to put cool in front of the zone so we can say all elite cool zone? No heat.
Ooh.
Because
Oh, Statlander.
Sorry. Here we go.
Oh, this is how you work.
I love that ever since Stellar came back and won the title, she's had this fire. You know, she's kind of had this kind of aggression.
Yeah.
You know, more aggressive.
Yeah, she's looked 10 times better than when she was without the belt. You could tell she got confident is what happened. And she even said it in one of her promos that she never felt confident. She didn't think she was good enough. And now she's gotten, she's gotten more confident, I think.
Yeah, that documentary they did with her was really no one's seen that. I definitely recommend watching it. It's very touching. Basically her comeback.
Ooh, what's gonna hurt, especially on her knees.
Let me tell y'all, would y'all want to take a boot to the face with a boot or with a spare foot?
I don't know which one I would.
If I have to take if I'm gonna have to take a boot, it's gotta be with the boot on.
I don't want to take a feet first to the face. Could you imagine getting a toe in your mouth?
Oh, that's gross, man.
You're talking about that with someone in this match, and
oh yeah, that's why I found it a question, because I'm like, I would hate to get a super kick from her and you get a couple of toes in your mouth.
Speaking of no shoes, though, what about the Von Erichs though? The Von Erichs wear no shoes. Some of them wear no shoes during their time.
But one of them didn't.
Jimmy Snuka, he doesn't wear shoes.
I mentioned it before.
Who was it else? I think Umaga, right? Umaga, and then
yeah, Umaga didn't wear any shoes.
The Hooligans.
And then Rusev too at one point.
The Hooligans.
But remember, a lot of I guess they could do a stop to the face, but a lot of them need to do super kicks.
Does anyone know the tag team called the Hooligans?
I think
they're an independent tag team. They're very I don't know if they wrestle anymore, but they very weird.
That sounds like the Bushwhackers, except they're called the Hooligans.
Nothing like the Bushwhackers.
Why are they calling themselves the Hooligans? Like
They dress like hooligans and then they wear.
Because they're
I would
hooligans.
I would show you a picture. Like they're.
Well,
wearing-
how long ago was that? How long ago were the hooligans?
Well, I don't know if you knew this, Mark, but I guess I am or was a professional wrestling referee.
It's true.
I refereed some of the matches in a very unique tag team referee.
Well, you haven't retired, so you know.
I don't know if they're. I don't know what happened to them. See, I haven't refereed in a few years, so some people I don't know what happened to. That would actually be a nice interview to get some independent wrestlers on here.
I wonder who else. Oh, we got ourselves a doomsday device.
Oh, this is gonna.
Doomsday?
Ooh,
Oh, that was a rough landing.
I don't think. Yeah, that was,
For both of them.
I don't think that was the way she was supposed to land.
Well, that's a botch.
I mean, she landed pretty hard. I mean,
I thought
Oh yeah.
I thought Stat got the worst of that.
yeah.
Oh.
What is she doing?
She's gonna.
Our
Oh, head first.
girl Sheeta.
Oh, I love that. That's a beautiful DDT right there.
Ooh.
Sending a message.
Yeah, I think-
Mercedes? Is she sending him Mercedes?
Sending it to Saraya.
Holy Cheetah.
Well, no, well, because the thing is that she needs to win that belt so she can fight Mercedes. I don't want to see Saraya and Mercedes fight. Nah.
I think Saraya she'll probably be champion until Revolution 2024.
I can
The
see
reason I
that.
say that is because the original match at All In was supposed to be Saraya and Jamie Hayter, and that was supposed to be when Saraya was going to, well, when Jamie Hayter was going to lose it. Well, I think they really want to do that match, and she's supposed to be cleared in February of 2024. Jamie Hayter is. So have Hayter and Saraya at Revolution 2024. Then,
Hey, but Mercedes is going to be at Full Gear, right? We can all agree that she's going to show up at Full Gear, right?
that's the way she made it seem like.
Yeah.
She
I think
did a
so.
live stream on Instagram, and she kind of, I guess she hinted at it in a way.
So then that would mean that Saraya will keep it. Well, and then I guess Saraya keeps the belt, and then they fight at what, Revolution?
Who Saraya and Jamie Hayter?
Well, Mercedes and Saraya,
Mm.
right? Because if not, because who do we have fighting Saraya at Full Gear?
It'd probably be. Yeah, that's interesting because if
Because she's gonna fight Sheeta, and if Sheeta loses, and she's keeping the belt till then, and then they got to build up something in 2 weeks to fight Saraya.
yeah, I don't know. I wonder. I don't think Sheeta's gonna win. I like Sheeta, but I don't think she's gonna win on Tuesday. I think Saraya just won the belt. Like she's held it for not very long since what was it? All In was August,
Yep. All in London.
and we just gotten up. And she's the biggest name in the women's division. I think. I don't know who you could put her against at Full Gear because Britt Baker's out. You don't want to do Sheeta again. You can't do Chris Statlander. You can't do Jade Cargill because that's not possible.
But you can't.
Right.
But we can't go again without another pay-per-view without her fighting again. So she has to fight somebody.
I think they should do something different and maybe put someone unusual in the title picture. Maybe put who's a face that they could maybe Sky Blue,
I mean,
Nightingale.
well, that's all I was about to say is that you could. I guess you could probably throw somebody in, maybe like Billy Starks or something, you know, and have something like that, and then Mercedes show up after the match. Or they beat her up, they keep beating her up, and then Mercedes shows up and saves her. But the only thing is that you can't do that with you can't do that with Billie Stark because she's already under Athena's, wing. So
Yeah.
she can't take Athena's minion. And I don't understand why Athena's not getting more matches either on TV or like on these pay-per-views. Like she should be fighting for that.
That's
She could. I
beyond me.
mean,
The biggest problem.
that woman is tearing it up. And I mean, honestly, if we're being real here, it should be Athena versus Mercedes. If we're really talking straight, like it should be. That should be a match.
Yeah, I'd pay to watch that.
Like, the biggest
Yeah, I
problem
mean,
right now- biggest problem-
because I'm not gonna pay to watch Mercedes versus Saraya. I don't give a shit about Saraya. She not. I mean, that's a squash. That's
Right.
not even nothing. That's a squash match. She's not. Saraya's not doing nothing against Mercedes. But Mercedes versus Athena, I mean, you're talking about a 20-minute match right there, at least.
Yeah.
And you can, and that story can go on. Like that could be like a big thing that could go on. And you never know. I mean, the way Ring of Honor and New Japan are set up, that could be something that we see, right? That it could be them, and then she gets in, because I know she wants to go back for her New Japan Strong title, and Julia, she wants to. I know she's gonna go back. She wants to get Julia. I know this isn't gonna be great to a lot of fans that we're talking about women, but hey, man, it's Mercedes and Julia. Like that's a big thing. But if we can get something like that, I mean, and then Athena. I mean, what are you talking about? What did we say that we get Athena, Mercedes, Julia in a triple threat?
Oh, I'd love that. That'd be dope.
Winner take all.
Hell yeah, I'd pay to watch that too. Yeah.
I would pay double to watch that. Just that match alone. And that would be, and then you give it an hour time limit. Oh yeah, that thing could be wild.
If Mercedes comes to AEW, I don't think she'll be a champion right off, but I really think she's gonna, when she's cleared, she's gonna go back to Japan and not AEW.
Well,
Right.
so the word I know word is that she's gonna do New Japan, she's gonna do Stardom and AEW. She's gonna do all three, but that doesn't mean that she can't take a belt off of somebody. She can take a belt.
Like Mercedes she really pushed for the women in WWE to get more opportunities and stuff. She was very, very big on that. In AEW, I don't think that she's going to get the opportunity she's thinking she's going to get. Not saying that she's wrong, because I believe the women should get more TV time, but
yeah.
I don't know.
That would be just because she doesn't have an actual contract with AEW. That's why they're not going to just be like, oh yeah, here's a belt. You might have to do this match, and then we'll put a belt on you like at Revolution or something like that. And then we get more into the contract talks of, maybe signing a 1-year deal or something like that. Maybe a 2-year deal.
Because I really feel like that she wants to have a big, which she kind of was in WWE at least. She was a big impact on the Women's Revolution or Evolution. I don't know what you want to call it.
Revolution.
Revolution.
The Four Horsewomen. She was a big part of that. I feel like she would not be. I don't know. I feel like she would really push for the women in AEW to get more TV time and more. Which maybe she'll be the reason that they do get more TV time and more matches. Maybe Mercedes will open the door for that to happen. But a lot of people, is it a Tony Khan booking thing or is it a network thing? It's very interesting.
Because I think a lot of because I don't know if it was so much as TV time, but as much as other women getting pushed, as opposed to, because the thing was that those belts weren't getting put in the spotlight, and the other women weren't getting pushed in the spotlight, but she can push the spotlight with that belt and her stardom that she's created now. That what she's created now, she's she's already set herself like up there as one of the top go-getters. You know that when she
Yeah.
comes back, she's gonna be like, holy crap! If you see her on your TV, if you see her on AEW, she's bigger than Edge. She's gonna be bigger than Edge. That pop that she'll get will be huge. And anybody that fights her is going to get a huge push, especially if she pushes them to the limit. And she, because that's the thing, is that she won't just get these women in there and then put them in squash matches. She'll wrestle them the
Yeah.
way I saw them. Well, the way she wrestled the women in New Japan, and then in Stardom, she was pushing these girls to be the best that they could be and they were doing the same for her. So I think that she would want to be doing that more so than because that's putting them over either way. Once they're getting pushed like that, they're getting put over either way. Because if she can do like the way she did a match with Willow, I mean, look what she did with Willow. Even if Willow would have lost that belt, lost that match, Willow was still over because she made Willow look like a star in that match. So I don't know. I think she can do that, with or without a belt. But with the belt and with that stardom that she has, with that prestige that she has, that's something that can be huge for. It's going to be huge for every promotion, for Stardom, for New Japan, for AEW. And I'll tell you more so AEW than anything, because she already wrestled in New Japan, she already wrestled in Stardom, and she already did those women over when she was there, and she was going to do more before she got hurt. But when she does it for AEW, you think about it, Mariah May's probably going to come over. You think about it, her and Toni Storm could have a huge match. Her and Chris and Britt Baker, all those women are lining up to would line up to get in there, and they wouldn't be afraid to lose to her. I don't think so. I think anybody would want to get in the ring with her and do that for sure. Just having that match, just having banger matches with her, they'll love that. And hopefully she comes back at 100% too.
Yeah, I think if Mercedes comes in, it will be kind of like. I don't think she'll be full time. I think she'll do a match and then leave, and then do a match and leave, and then it won't really be a full time thing.
Oh yeah, the way she was doing before, right? Before she left, before she got hurt.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't. Yeah, she was wrestling like once, maybe twice a month.
She has a match. Like that. I think if she goes for the women's world title against Saraya, she'll probably lose. Which I want to see them work together, because Sasha Banks blamed herself a while for, ending Paige's career, but she's back now. Like they've talked and reached out, and so they're like, you don't have to worry about that anymore. But I'd really like to see them have a better. I don't know if it was actually a one-on-one match she got injured with, but I like to see them two. But the one question Ethan asks is, when do you think Saraya will lose it? The women's championship. I think Revolution 2024 against Jamie Hayter. I don't think Jamie Hayter got the run she deserved. This was a lot of women. I don't think Toni Storm's gotten the run she deserved yet. But I think Jamie Hayter's going to take it from Saraya. Which that was supposed to happen at All In, actually. But injuries occurred, and then plans changed, and where we're at right now. But for what Revolution was good. Ron, definitely thanks for watching. I definitely appreciate you watching. I think she's a bigger name than Edge. Personally,
who's he asking about?
I believe Mercedes Moné. I believe. Personally, me.
Yeah. Because he's going back on what I said. She's the in AEW. I definitely think so. Yeah, for sure. I think she'll get a if not the same amount of pop as, but if not a bigger pop. I think just because of the way people talk about the women's division not being, pushed the way it should be, I believe that she'll get that big a pop and push the women's division to where it can be and
Well,
get it somewhere close to being. And especially you get, you know, like I said, I mean, a lot of people don't know Mariah May from Stardom, but she'll be in there. I mean, and if you can have some type of match with her and Julia in AEW, I mean, yeah, I mean, you're talking about two of the biggest stars in the world. But yeah, I mean, it's right up there. I'm not gonna say right off the bat, yeah, it's way bigger. Like, nah, it's not way bigger, but it's up there,
I
Ethan.
think personally for me, name value, Edge is definitely a bigger name. Just with the history Edge has. I know his name's Adam Copeland. I'm always gonna call him Edge. Like that's just never gonna change. Like
Yeah.
me watching wrestling for my entire life, it's not Adam Copeland. I mean, that's his real name, but to me, as a fan, it's Edge. It's Edge and Christian. Now it's weird that Christian Cage's real name is Jay. Adam and Jay. That's very different. Yo Meech is Rampage just went off on our end. It was a very great episode. We're talking about this, but speaking of the episode, it's a pretty decent episode.
Indeed.
Personally, for me, the best match
decent.
was a four-way match.
No, it was good. It was a good Rampage. It's been better than most. I'll tell you that.
I think the best match was that Fatal 4-Ways match. That was the highlight of the
For
night.
sure.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent show. What did you think, Mr. Jacobs?
From what I caught, I mean, yeah, it was pretty decent. I was enjoying it. I thought that the main event was pretty good. I mean, I'm always for women getting more TV time, and especially main eventing. So yeah, I was happy to see that.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent episode. I liked the Ortiz. That was also a good highlight for me. It's Ortiz's promo. The 8 minutes that was pretty good too. The first match. Yeah, it was an overall pretty good episode. I'm new to AEW. What's the schedule? So Wednesdays, AEW has their longest running show, basically their flagship show, I guess you'd say. AEW Dynamite. Put on your time zone. 7 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern, or Eastern time, 8 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. Where time zone on AEW Dynamite is on TBS. We actually do live reactions to that here. So if you're watching and you just want to chat about what's going on the show, or just talk about wrestling, or like whatever, we do live reactions for Dynamite Fridays, AEW Rampage, TNT. A little bit later show, 9 to 10. We just a 1 hour show. Then AEW's newest show, AEW Collision, basically an alternative to Dynamite, a 2 hour show, is normally from 7 to 9, but this week it's 6 to 8. They're starting early this week, so from 7 to 6. But Dynamite is on Wednesdays, and then Rampage Fridays on TNT, and then Collisions on TNT on Saturdays. AEW also has pay-per-views. They've increased their pay-per-views up a lot. They've added Forbidden Door and All In, and now Wrestle Dream. So pay-per-views a year, I guess. I guess they're going to do Wrestle Dream as a weekly. I mean, as a yearly pay-per-view. I guess that's the plan, to do that every year.
I think so.
I believe I heard Tony say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume it was, because Full Gear they've done again, and All In they're doing again. So it wouldn't really make sense to do it 1 year, and But Yo Meech, if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe down below. We do all the live reactions. We have interviews. We just had an interview with former WWE, former TNA star, The Pope. Who do you guys want to see Edge in a match with? Wow. That match.
I mean,
one person for me.
I
I couldn't get CM Punk and Kenny Omega, but Edge and Kenny Omega is just very the unthinkable. It's like the unthinkable match you never really picture, but it's a dream match. That's what I was like. What about everyone else?
I
Go for
I
it.
said MJF for me.
MJF.
or is
Oh man,
I
you
would say
stole. Well,
Bryan
you stole. I'm
Christian.
gonna say you stole my answer there. You stole my answer there. All right, so I'll say. Oh man, Edge and man, who could he put on a banger with? I'm trying to think. Man, Kenny's right there. I already said Kenny. I already said MJF. Man, I'm gonna say Hangman. I'm gonna say him and Hangman. I think him and Hangman could
Oh,
have a
that's a good one.
banger too.
That's a good one.
I really, yeah,
He
I think him and
needs
Hangman for sure.
Which he named up. He's already named up a lot of people he wants to go against. He named off Miro, Andrade. Him and Danhausen be kind of funny.
So I kept thinking. I was just thinking people that haven't been in WWE is what I was thinking. I just
Yeah.
wanted to go with somebody that wasn't in WWE.
See, Danhausen is
Yeah, and Danhausen would be cool too, but that would be a squash.
one thing I do want to see in AEW is rated FTR as trios champions. I would buy the shirt. I would go to the event to watch them win the tag title, win the trios championships. That's just something that rated FTR is something.
That's catchy.
Yeah, rated FTR.
Ooh, it sounds like rated RKO, but it's FTR.
Imagine a story where Matt Cardona and Brian Myers get jealous and say, "What the hell? I thought we were going to reunite."
You know, I will say too that rated FTR sounds way better than CMFTR, right?
Ooh.
I don't know about that.
Because CMFTR, I don't know. That just seems like too many letters. Rated FTR just kind of just rolls off the tongue. CMFTR, I think rated FTR like rolls off the tongue than CMFTR. You're saying too many letters. I think rated FTR sounds good. I think I like that name way better than CMFTR. Just saying, and not no knock against Punk. Don't.
No.
We're not doing that here.
we do not too much. With the release of Dolph Ziggler, do you think it's possible he could come to AEW? Basically, everyone that got released is possible to come to AEW. At this point, Glacier could pop up in AEW.
I wonder when we see Dolph Ziggler and Ryan Nemeth. They were known as the Nemeth brothers.
Yeah, his brother's still there. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It'll be Ryan and Nikki or Nick Nemeth.
They might as well do the Spirit Squad again. Like I would like they can actually do a reunion of that now. Since the Dolph Ziggler's no longer in WWE, they can do that.
I don't know. There was a tweet that he tweeted out earlier saying that now he's going to be able to be the wrestler that he wants to be. I think that was a slight saying that he's coming to AEW. Unless the only thing I could ever think that he's going to TNA instead. But I believe that we're going to Impact. But I believe that with him saying that he's going to get to be the wrestler that he wants to be, kind of tells me that he's coming to AEW, and I'm sure he'll show up probably at full gear more than likely.
Well, if there is a Spirit Squad reunion, allow me. Kenny, Johnny, Nicky, Mikey, and we are the Spirit Squad.
And I'll need to go back on that. I forgot the 90-day clause. He won't be available until December 15th or something like that. So my bad. He won't be at full gear.
I feel like
go back on that.
I can definitely see him doing work for AEW, and I can also see him doing some work for Japan.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
What?
But either way, we won't see anything of him until December. So.
I like Dolph Ziggler, but I just don't see a place for him in AEW. They've got so many people that I think he would be like Keith Lee is right now. I think give it a few months and then he won't be on.
Well, going on that is that I saw. I don't know. I think Connie saw the report too that that there's a bunch of contracts are coming up. So there's a bunch of people leaving. Especially they said a bunch of young people that are going to be leaving and going to WWE, and they want to try to go make their stardom over there. So a bunch of the roster might end up filling up in January. The roster is going to be less filled and then kind of get more filled. So there's going to be I think there's going to be a big switching of hands in January, February 2024. I think we're going to see a lot of changes. So I mean, right now, I think right now everything's on the table. I don't think anything's off the table. I think there's a whole bunch of stuff that can happen, and that a lot of things will happen. We're gonna see a lot of people switching sides the way we saw in Raw. I mean, and WCW in those late '90s stages. We're gonna see a lot of people changing hands, and yeah, man. It's gonna be a free for all at that point, and we're just gonna have to see what happens, and we're just gonna have to roll with the times.
Personally, I'm not looking forward to that just because of the ending of what happened with that. It really feels like I don't want to sign too many former WWE guys, and it pushes a lot of the younger guys out of AEW. Kind of like when they pushed out Jericho, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, and they went to WWE and had the hottest moment of their career. I like Dolph Ziggler and all these people, but like long term, he's not gonna. I'd rather them use Ricky Starks or Wardlow or Hook or try to make those guys happy because that's the future of wrestling. Someone like Hook and
yeah, and then of course WWE has the upper hand on that because obviously they're gonna send Ricky Starks to NXT. They're not gonna put him on the main roster right away. At least I don't think. So they have that upper hand to still put them in that developmental that still gets on national television. So they have that advantage. That's the one thing is that they still get the exposure no matter what. So that's the one thing that Tony Khan I think is gonna have to start looking into is. That maybe Rampage should turn into something like that, right? Like the developmental, right? That where you get nothing but the young guys in there. Put all the young stars on there. Stop putting, Chris that has a belt and Sheeta that's already won stuff. Put those on the main shows, and then leave the 1 hour Rampage developmental, and then have a developmental storage facility the way. WWE has a little warehouse, make a warehouse for NXT. We need to have a warehouse too. For AEW, have a warehouse for AEW and make. Because what's the point? What's the point of doing these shows with all these people that we already see every week when you could be putting the younger guys on there and have them, showcase their talents and try to move up and stuff like that. So, I think Tony, they should be thinking about something like that. Is having that developmental, and I don't see why Rampage wouldn't be something like that. It's an hour show. You put on 4 or 5, good little shows with these, up and comers. I know they have ROH. ROH is there already, but why can't you do that with with Rampage as well? I mean, and you have even more developmental time.
I just hope that they don't I really don't want to see a lot of the. I just don't want to go to another WCW era.
All right.
I know a lot of fans want to see people cross over, but it didn't end well when you're on the opposite end and your young guys are leaving and you're gaining a lot of older, not discredit them, but older guys who are not going to be up to par in 5 to 6 years. Long term, that doesn't work because. We've already seen it once before and it didn't end well. But I feel like AEW has a lot of good people who, like Jericho and Dean Malenko, for example, like they experienced that. So I feel like they would be a good voice to Tony, like to do this or don't do this because they experienced a lot of the craziness.
Going on that point, right? Was that's what AEW was built on. I mean, when I started watching AEW, I had no idea who anybody was besides Chris Jericho and John Moxley. I had no idea who anybody was. I started watching these guys and I fell in love with these guys because they were young talents that were trying to be put on the map. So so back to that point that I want to see all these young guys come up through AEW because I felt like they were the indie, but nationally televised indie, right? It was like this big like indie guys that were on national television and we got to see them showcase their talent. That's what made me fall in AEW with the first place was because of that. So I definitely don't want to see a lot of the young guys go to WWE because I ain't gonna give a shit once they go over there. I'm not gonna go and watch them on NXT. I'm not gonna watch that shit. Like I want to see them in AEW, and I want to see them thrive. And yeah, I want them to get the TV time and all that. So yeah, I don't want that either. I don't want them to go over there. But
I feel confident in the people that AEW has because they've experienced it. Like they know how it would end. Which Chris Jericho is a producer. Well, he signed a new contract. He was a producer or something. So going off that topic, we'll go with these last two comments, and that's probably it for tonight. Yo, Meech, your favorite current AEW wrestler and why? That's a tough one for me now.
Me too.
Because my favorite wrestler, he's got time on his hands in 2 months. For 2 months, he's got time on his hands. But in AEW currently, no person next to me is not going to like it, but he's my world champion. He's the devil. MJF is my favorite current AEW wrestler. And he's better than us, and we know it.
that face is good.
That look on your face, Chris, is priceless.
Where's that?
I don't know. Just keep going.
Ethan. Well, everyone else, who is your favorite current AEW wrestler and why?
I guess for me, I mean, I've always been a huge Kenny Omega fan.
Kenny Omega. What about you, Mark?
I don't know if you can see here. I got my picture with MJF, and these are the only things that I have of AEW wrestlers. He's the only one that I cared about. I'm gonna tell you, the only reason, one of the main reasons I fell in love with AEW was because of MJF's mic skills when he first started out. Once he turned on Cody and he gave him that low blow, and he started coming out with his mic skills and started calling everybody fat losers and fat little gamer boys and all this shit. I couldn't stop laughing, and I said, I fucking love this dude. And I was like, and I have not fallen out of love with him ever since. I'm gonna tell you, the one thing is his babyface thing has almost kind of shied me away from liking him as much now. To me, I'm more of a heel guy. I like heels more than I like baby faces, and he was the best heel that I ever seen in my life since, The Rock. When The Rock used to do his shit with Nation of Domination, and I love The Rock. That's how I fell in love with The Rock, was when he was with Nation of Domination, and I never felt that way with a wrestler until MJF. He made me laugh, and he made me like just love what he was doing, and so by far, it's MJF. Although not so much with his babyface work though now.
Well, my favorite wrestler, I know he's not in the top ranks or anything else like that, but he's also one of the trios championships, and he also, I'm just gonna say it, Billy Gunn. But the current AEW star that is on top right now, besides Maxwell Jacob Freeman,
there's no one else on top of him.
I would.
And you're the Triple B, you're number one.
Well, technically, I'm going to have to go with the newest star of AEW, Adam Copeland.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Yeah.
Even though I don't like him back then, when him and Matt Hardy feud against, over the fact Amy Dumas, back in 2005. I'm not going to get into that story.
That's one of the best stories of all time in wrestling.
Real life and wrestling life.
Ethan, he says that his favorite wrestler is Malachi Black. I like Malachi Black too. I like his. I like his AEW character with better. It's more very, very dark, very gothic, I guess you'd say. We actually did an interview with Buddy Matthews on here, if you haven't seen that. About a year ago. So go check that out. He talked about House of Black, how it was formed, and all that stuff. And I didn't know a lot of stuff about the character Malachi Black and House of Black. I'm not going to say anything. You can watch it, and then we can talk about it. But go check that out. That's all the comments we'll go through tonight. This is not long a Rampage. I'm glad that we're having a lot of discussions now. I think Mark has contributed a lot in detail conversations. I feel like the Pope was too. It's kind of ironic that you and him got that similarity of really going into detail with topics.
I try.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for Collision. I won't be on here, but there will be a Collision reaction. Special start time 6 p.m. to 8, I believe. It was supposed to be at 7, but they bumped it to 6 instead of 7. So then we'll be back Wednesday for our AEW Dynamite reaction. We're going to have another interview next Wednesday. First time we've done a back-to-back interview in a while, or if we've ever done that. We're having former WWE star, former WCW star, former ECW star, current Impact Wrestling star. He's also in WWF. He's also in, anyone remembers XFW? Hulk Hogan was in. He was there.
Yeah.
He's been in all kinds of promotions. Johnny Swinger, current Impact Wrestling star. Johnny Swinger will be on here for an interview an hour before Dynamite. So I said, so Dynamite's Tuesday next week, not Wednesday. I probably shouldn't have said, well,
So we're doing so is the interview Tuesday or Wednesday?
It's Tuesday. I meant to say Tuesday. Because Dynamite is on Tuesday next week, not Wednesday. But the interview will be on Tuesday, not Wednesday. An hour before Dynamite, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Johnny Swinger will be on here. So if you guys have any questions you want to ask him, leave them in the comments and I'll answer them. Or if you just want to watch. That we subscribe to the LA Zone. We're at 405 subscribers. We officially passed our milestone to 400, but our goal is 500 before the year's over with. So definitely share with your family, your friends, and get them to subscribe. Because the more subscribers we get, the bigger names we can get on here. I put it in our Facebook group chat before we went on here. But for our 2-year anniversary of the AZ podcast, I'm working on a pretty big guest. Probably the biggest thing we've ever had on here. Hopefully it happens. But the numbers keep rolling in. I feel like the person that I'm talking about would be very, very eager to do it. I'm not going to say who they are because if I do and it doesn't happen, then they just
put it in the chat.
I would say I'm 70% sure they'll be on. But our anniversary is in December 8th.
December 8th, you're right.
December 8th, that's when it would be. So around that time. But the only hint I'll give you as to who this is they're a wrestling legend and they're bald-headed. There's a lot of people that could be.
I was about to say, that's not really drumming it down very much.
There's a lot of wrestling legends who are bald-headed. You got Stone Cold, you got Goldberg, you got someone else. No, it's not Gilbert.
It's not just incredible.
No, definitely not that. But they are one of the greatest of all times.
Holy crap!
Definitely subscribe and get people to subscribe if you guys really want to see this interview. Definitely check out the links in the description below: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Spotify, and Podbean. Facebook and Twitter for all of our guest updates, special announcements, show updates, stuff like that, and Spotify for our audio, Talking Elites, and AEZ Canada. Speaking of AEZ Canada, they will be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. They'll be on episode 11 for AEZ Canada. They'll be on here up north, the north version of the AEZ of the All Elite Zone. They'll be on here. Then tomorrow we also got Collision. Does anyone else got anything?
No, just again saying happy birthday to Chris. And
Happy birthday, Chris.
Thanks, Mr. Jacobs.
And then for y'all to have a good show on Sunday. I got to go watch that show, so hopefully y'all have fun.
I actually will be attending there.
We'll be there live too.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
We'll tell y'all more probably either next week or the next week after that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, in that case,
Anything else? Jacobs, you got anything?
No, just thanks everyone for watching, tuning in with us, and watching along with us, and join us next time in the All Elite Zone.
And
So
don't
we'll
forget,
see.
click and subscribe.
Yeah, definitely subscribe. We'll see you guys. Well, the north of the AZ. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.